Hello, everybody. Hey, it's a beautiful Friday. What is it? Friday afternoon. It's afternoon. And I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised. Sometimes I surprise myself whenever I announce that I'm going to be live. I literally surprise myself. I shock myself into reality when I show up on time. Because usually, I'm not on time. And I'll be honest with you, that's not something I'm proud of. This is Simoson, by the way. And anything and everything happens here. So we don't stick with the script. Okay. Sometimes we flip it. Okay. And you take that any way you want. Guys, a few shout outs to you before we begin. Incidentally, thank you. Thank you so much. There are no words in the human vocabulary that can adequately describe how thankful I am that you, wherever you are, that you would take the time to spend a few moments with me here on SML TV, even though, let's be clear, this is a one-man show. Okay, I do not have an army of people working for me. No, sir. It's me and me alone. Okay, let's get into it. I want to say hello to, you're supposed to be director at ZNBC. I doubt that. I really do. I do. I doubt it. But thank you. Chitalu says, I didn't watch Kalaba because I knew you'd explain it well here. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayo. Good afternoon to you. One more. Mr. Kalaba is also an alleged. Okay, I don't know that, so I'm not gonna show that because I do not know that information. Here it is. One more, and then we'll begin. Here it is. Watching from where? Where are you watching me from? Tell me now. Go ahead, break that down for me. Watching from Madrid, Spain. Amazing. Isn't that where they play the football? Isn't that where Madrid? Isn't there a famous team from there? One of these famous football teams are from Madrid. Isn't that right? Yeah. Well, hey guys, let's talk about it. Let's just go ahead and throw this down. Let's break it down in the way that we're supposed to. A couple of things I want to talk to you guys about. And as many of you know about Harry Kalaba, over the last several days, he's been holding these press conferences, not conferences. He's been dating the press. Okay, let's put it that way. I do not want to call it a press conference because that's not what it is. I do not want to refer to it as a press briefing because that's not what it is. What I would call it is a press engagement. Harry Kalaba lately has been having these press engagements where he makes these outlandish statements. A few days ago, he turns around and says, well, this 20% partial withdrawal that the government has proposed for the citizens to have access to is a bad idea, he says. He says, this is terrible, he says. This, the reason I think that this is terrible, Harry Kalaba says, is because Zambians are not responsible enough to have access to that kind of money before their time comes. In other words, if you have access to the 20%, of your NAPSA benefits, you are so irresponsible that all you're going to do is squander your money, which that may be true, but that's not his call. Okay, let's be clear about that. That may be the case in some cases. There are lots of people that squander their money. But here's the point. It's their money, first of all. Second of all, it's not mandatory. The government hasn't said you have to withdraw the 20%. The government has not burst into your house and held you guys hostage and said, every last one of you in here, put your hands in the air, make sure you go to the NAPSA offices there and you withdraw that 20% or I'm going to blow your head off. They're not doing that. It's up to you. It's your call. As long as you're eligible, as long as you qualify, as long as you did your time, as long as your name appears where it's supposed to appear, it's up to you. But here it is, Vahari Kalaba makes it sound as if it's such a horrible, bad thing. Here's my challenge to Kalaba. What's going to happen if Kalaba keeps talking about this 20% withdrawal? Guess what the ruling party is going to do? They'll just decampaign you by going into they'll go into the communities and they'll say to the people, Vahari Kalaba, oh, wait, sorry. See, this is the problem. I should have switched this off. Let's get back to what we were saying. All the ruling party has to do is go into the communities and say, well, we've given you this 20%, but here it is. You have this presidential candidate that wants to take it away from you because he thinks that you're not responsible enough to take care of it. That's all you've got to do is decampaign him on that front. And in my view, I think Vahari Kalaba needs to stop talking about the 20% because his rationale, his line of logic in as far as the 20% is concerned is not making any sense. And you know what they say? If it's not gelling, then it's not jello. Now, let's be clear, because, some people would crop up here and they will say, well, Mr. Mwewa, the thing about you is that you don't like Harry Kalaba. That's not true. In fact, I'll be honest with you. Let me tell you what I love about Harry Kalaba. I love the fact that he's a believer. I love that. I love the fact that he's a Christian. He loves God. He's a family man. I love that. I love the fact that he's an amazing husband and a fantastic father. That is self-evident. I love those things about him. But let me tell you what I don't like. I don't like the fact that he's Papa prone. You can't have political leaders that are Papa prone. Tell me in the comments, do you know what it means to be Papa prone? Huh? Tell me in the comments. If anybody knows what I mean, I'll throw it up here. Because today we're going to talk about Vahari Kalaba. And guys, I've no disrespect. I do not disrespect Vahari Kalaba. In the same way that he puts across his views, I will put across my views about him. But I've made it clear to you. The things that I love about him, I've just outlined. And you know what they are. Okay? But let's talk about what I don't like about him. I don't like the fact that he's Papa prone. So tell me in the comments, when I say the phrase Papa prone, what do you interpret from that? What does that mean to you? Okay, here, let's throw up this comment. This is Wanga DK. Papa prone means he is a stooge of the African false prophet. That's almost, but what I mean is you can't have a political leader that listens too much to these mystics. You guys know the story. One of the main reasons, not the main reason, but one of the main reasons that Vahari Kalaba withdrew himself, left the NPF, the Notorious Patriotic Front, was that he came out and said, well, the corruption was just too much. He said, one day he woke up and said, you know what? I can't take this anymore. I've just about had it. I cannot stomach this 1 minute more. The corruption within the NPF is so foul. It stinks to high heaven. It's putrid. And because it is so malignant, I choose today to depart from the Patriotic Front, aka the NPF, the Notorious Patriotic Front, because ubupupu wachiram vasikere mwava divakabola la fieveka veka nafumamo nasambamo. I'm out, he said. But the truth is, the main reason he left the NPF was this Shepa de Bushiri whispered in Harry Kalaba's ear and said, you're going to be the president. God's told me you're going to be the president. God has whispered to me. He's told me your name. God mentions you in the deep sleep of my slumber. God has spoken to me. You will be the next president of Zambia. Kalaba left the NPF because he listened to Bushiri. Now, you guys know Bushiri is in the world. Bushiri has no bounds. Child molester, sex offender, thief, fugitive, vagabond. He's escaped from South Africa, gone back to Malawi. He's a wanted fugitive. This is the man that whispered in Bahari Kalaba's ear and said to Bahari Kalaba, you are going to be the president of Zambia. And because of that word, Bahari Kalaba left the NPF and started his own thing. So that's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that I could possibly have a president that is Papa prone. There's nothing wrong with being a Christian. You know, I mean, we want that because we're a Christian country. He's a great family man. But anytime you have someone who says that they want to put their names forward in as far as leadership, and yet they are Papa prone, dangerous. I keep giving you the example of Rasputin in Russia. Rasputin, the mystic, quote unquote, holy man, was instrumental in bringing down the royal family of King Nicholas over there in Russia. Why? Because of listening to mystics. So because of that, I put a question mark on Harry Kalaba. I do. So earlier today, he made a faux pas. You guys know what a faux pas is? Go ahead, tell me in the comments. I'll learn you, as they say in the South. In the South, they say learn you. Did I ever tell you that over there in Louisiana? They don't say I'm going to learn you. They'll say they don't say I'll teach you. They say I'll learn you. Tell me, what does faux pas mean? Tell me in the comments. I'll highlight your comment. I think you guys just heard me swallow. That's terrible. Awful. Faux pas. Wow, Harry Kalaba. Muzambian atitse fwapa. No. No. Faux pas. Atitse fwapa. No, a faux pas. Guys, come on, help me. Don't make me laugh. Come on. Joseph Chishuba's a faux pas. Now, guys, a faux pas. Here, somebody says, please learn us. Please learn us. I'll learn you. I'll teach you. A faux pas is a mistake. When someone commits a faux pas, they've made a mistake. Okay? It's called a faux pas. It's a French word, faux pas. Okay? It means a mistake. Now, Harry Kalaba today earlier made a faux pas. Remember the guy, there's a man of small stature. Okay? He's a famous man. His name is Abatalarida. You know what that means? Abatalarida means the cool one. Okay. Now he's a man of small stature. And I must tell you that in this country, in the world now, because guys, you have to think globally. Okay, you have to think globally. Don't be confined to kwakasomo kuchinsali, kutwapya kundola, kukopala. You must think international. So that when you are a political leader, understand that your platform is bigger than kwakasomo kuchinsali. You must know that. Your platform as a potential presidential candidate is bigger than kutwapya. So when you're speaking, especially when you're talking in front of cameras, those cameras go all over the world. So you can't afford to make faux pas. He referred to Abatalarida, the cool one, the man of small stature. He referred to him as that kamagai. He says HH should stop taking selfies with that kamagai. Now, brothers and sisters, as amusing as that may sound to some of you, this is a faux pas. A political leader cannot refer to someone of small stature as that kamagai. That kamagai. HH should stop taking pictures with that kamagai. You, as a presidential candidate, cannot afford to use terms like this. Let me tell you, guys, in addition, it is socially unacceptable to call people of small stature midgets. Did you guys know that? You can't say the word midget. Midget is a derogatory term. Midget is an insult. Midget, musalu laninsele. When you see a person of small stature and you refer to them as midgets, insele, kubatuka. It is socially unacceptable to refer to people of small stature as midgets. Equally, you can't call them dwarfs, or in Zambia we say dwarf. You can't say that. It is socially unacceptable. So some of you may be asking, so Vamwewa, what is the correct terminology? Here, I'll break it down for you. I'll learn you. I'll teach you. In the South, they say learn you. I'm going to learn you. I'll teach you. The correct term is little people. LPs. Little people. You can't say midgets. You can't say dwarfs, or in Zambia we say dwarf. You can't say that. You can't say that kamagai as a presidential candidate. You can't. You can't afford such faux pas. Why? Because you are standing on international platforms, and there are people out there who take offense to such insensitive words, terms as that kamagai. You can't say that. Kalaba. It's little people. Okay? Let's be clear. All righty. I thought I'd share that with you. I had it on my heart to just share that with you. A few comments before I go, and I know you guys are about to go have lunch. Okay. Yes, Philip Mbewe says, yes, it's little people, not that Kamagai. HH should stop taking pictures with that Kamagai. Kamagai. Mukarambati Kamagai as a presidential candidate. Na Harry Kalaba na mulufianya na mubembuka mulombo bwerero. Ask for forgiveness to the little people community. Because when you insult one, you've insulted them all. When you refer to them as that Kamagai, it is the same as saying those Tumagais. Be politically correct. You guys are leaders. You must know these things. Your team around you should educate you, or as they say in Louisiana, they should learn you. That's what they should do. They should learn you. Munaita omuntu ati that Kamagai, umukalamba, umukulu, nemyenvu, ati that Kamagai, chakana, chaksakanix, it has canned. Oh dear. Why did it? All righty, guys, I gotta go. Thank you so much. Here it is. This is the deal. He needs respect as well. Kalaba should apologize. Yes. The man is being insensitive. Yes. Is that this? Here it is. I'll show it up there. One more. Okay. All right, here it is. That's the one. Imagine he was foreign affairs minister. Yes. And I'm so glad, Vanan, Valaya, Liswaniso, I'm so glad you reminded me of this. Because, guys, remember, during the NPF, Harry Kalaba was the Minister of Foreign Affairs. It means he met with foreign dignitaries all the time. So he has to be sensitive. You politicians, you have to be sensitive with the things you say in front of these cameras. Then you can talk like that. The party warami chushayo. No bang camera fienga yayaka. Gamamrefeka red light. Mwisho fiati oh platform yachi yachinja. So let me also chinja so that I conform. If I'm unaware, I ask, I consult. Bane, Bushe, is it kosher? Fidawaranda. Is it kosher? Is it kosher for me to say that Kamagai? Guide me. That's leadership. Leadership. No, that Kamagai. You have offended the entire little people's community. That's what you've done. You have alienated. You have alienated the entire LP community. That is to say, little people community. You've alienated them. Will they vote for you? They can't. Why? Because you refer to them as those Tumagais. Sorry. I'm not laughing. Okay. Just let's be clear. Shile Seka. I'm just giving an example. Okay. All right. I got to go. Guys, thank you for watching. Bye.